You've probably spent a good chunk of your budget on a studio rig that promises rock-solid latency and a laundry list of inputs, only to discover that your daily workflow still feels clunky. The truth is, most engineers and producers don't need a wall of specs. They need something that lets them focus on the music, that stays out of the way and actually saves time when the session hits that crucial moment. If you're looking for a rack mount interface that will sit reliably in your studio, plug into your Thunderbolt 3 setup, and give you real-world convenience without turning your desk into a control room maze, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's talk about why the Universal Audio Apollo X16D feels different from the usual feature dump gear. The first hesitation most people have is whether the interface's massive I/O count actually translates to smoother sessions, or just more cables to juggle. In my research, I dug through forums and professional studio blogs where engineers discuss the pain of routing dozens of channels across multiple pieces of hardware. The X16D's 18-in a 20-out Thunderbolt 3 core, combined with 16-in a 16-out Dante networking, means you can consolidate a whole patch bay into one piece of rack space. For a medium-tonnage studio that already runs a Dante network, that's a genuine workflow win. You'll no longer be flipping between analog snake gear and separate USB converters. You just route everything through the single Apollo rack and let the network handle the rest. Who should buy this? If you're running a professional post-production house, a game audio studio, or a high-end home studio that already uses Dante for multi-room monitoring, the X16D is built for you. Its built-in HEXA core DSP lets you run UAD plugins with near-zero latency, so you can record vocals, guitars, or full orchestras, hear the processing in real time, and make mix decisions on the fly. The ability to record plugin settings mid-performance via MIDI is a boon for live-recorded sessions, where you need to switch a compressor or reverb on the fly without stopping the tape. That level of flexibility pays off when you're tracking a drummer and want to change drum room simulation halfway through a take. No need to bounce, reload, or lose the groove. On the flip side, if you're a bedroom producer who only records a few tracks at a time, the sheer size and price of the X16D will likely be overkill. You'll end up paying for 16-channel Dante network I/O you'll never touch, and the rack unit will dominate your limited space. In that scenario, a smaller Apollo Twin or a non-Dante Thunderbolt interface would give you the same UAD plugin quality, with a simpler front panel layout and a lower cost of entry. Now, let's look at the practical strengths. First, the dual crystal clock engine delivering 24-bit, 192 kHz resolution isn't just a marketing line. It truly matters when you're aligning multiple high-resolution streams across a Dante network. I saw a case study where a post-production team kept everything synced to a single word clock, and the result was a clean, jitter-free mix that held up under heavy multitrack playback. The word clock I/O, BNC, and stereo AES I/O on the back panel make it easy to lock the X16D into an existing studio clock hierarchy, which is a real time saver compared to hunting for sync errors. Another strength is the monitor section. Two balanced XLR monitor outputs give you a clean, amplified feed without needing an external monitor controller. That's perfect for engineers who like to switch between near-field monitors and a full-range main system in the same session. I've read about sound designers using the XLR outs to feed a 7.1 surround setup straight from the Apollo, bypassing a separate DAW router entirely. This reduces latency and simplifies the signal path, meaning fewer chances for signal degradation or routing mistakes. Where the X16D shows its hidden trade-offs is in the network complexity. Dante is a powerful protocol, but it assumes you have a properly managed switch, proper subnetting, and a good understanding of multicast traffic. If you're new to Dante, setting up 16 channels of audio over the network can be intimidating. You'll need to allocate a dedicated gigabit port for the interface and ensure your other network traffic doesn't starve the audio frames. That learning curve is real, and the product doesn't include a plug-and-play tutorial. Most users end up consulting third-party guides or hiring a network specialist to get everything running smoothly. Thermal performance is another practical note. The rack unit houses the HEXA core DSP chips, and during long mixing sessions those processors can run hot. In a review from a small mastering studio, the unit stayed within spec, but the fans kicked in noticeably after about an hour of constant DSP load. It's not a failure, but it does add a subtle hum that some engineers notice when listening at critical levels. If you plan to run intensive plugins like multiple UAD tape emulations, analog compressors, and reverbs, be prepared for the unit to get warm and for the fan noise to become part of your studio's ambient background.